And good evening, everybody. Welcome to Bedford High Stadium here for quarterfinal playoff action. Boys Lacrosse Division I against the Tomahawks of Merrimack and the Bedford Bulldogs. Hi, I'm Harry Kozlowski, along with my partner Jay. Jay, welcome to the game. And what do you think we're going to be seeing here today?
Yeah, these two teams are pretty familiar with each other, having played a couple weeks ago. I think we're going to see a lot of possession from Merrimack, trying to slow down this Bedford offense, which had a pretty good game, winning 16-5 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you know, these two teams were very close in records. Bedford 11-5, Merrimack 10-5. You know, they only scheduled 15 games for themselves, and quite honestly, that probably cost them the opportunity to host this quarterfinal matchup. But that's the way it worked out. They're playing here on the road against Bedford. Of course, when they played head-to-head, 16-5 is not exactly a really close contest. So that's how that went earlier in the year on May 22nd. It was a busy playoff day for other Bedford teams. First, the good news, girls lacrosse team winning their quarterfinal match against the Nashua South Purple Panthers, 13-0, pretty one-sided. They're waiting to see who they will play. It'll be either BG or Portsmouth. They're playing as we speak right now at Ball Stadium in Exeter. Meanwhile, at Londonderry, a heartbreaker, a fantastic game, but a heartbreaker nonetheless. Went 9 innings, two extra innings, and Londonderry beat Bedford 2-1. The pitcher Aidan O'Connell had a no-hitter going into the bottom of the 7th. Bedford had the 1-0 lead in the 7th, let Londonderry tie it up, and then they lost it in the 9th. Here we go, off the face-off. Merrimack picks up the loose ball, and that's Hyde carrying it into the Bedford zone. Now it turns it back over to Giles. Tomahawks wait for their offense to set up here. This is Dunn down the far side. Now behind X. Dunn still with it. Gets it up to brother Connor Dunn. Now Trent Jackson getting the pass down low, the shot, and that beats Fletcher, and Merrimack scores first. And the goal scorer, number 8, I believe that was Trent Jackson.
Yeah, really nice set of plays there from Merrimack. They were able to win this opening face-off, which they struggled with last time they played Bedford, but able to get the ball around, work it around, and a nice one-on-one run from number 8, going past the defender and bouncing it through the goalie's legs.
Actually, checking the replay, that was number 7, Kyle Dunn. Number 8, Jackson was the assist, I believe, so it's going to be 7 from 8. Off the face-off, Bedford controls. That's Matthews carrying it into the Tomahawk end.
Number 7, Kyle Dunn. Assistant number 8, Trent Jackson.
So the official announcement now, that was Dunn from Jackson on the Merrimack goal. So the Bulldogs find themselves behind, but now they're on the attack. Zach Griffin over to Henrishon. Henrishon waits patiently, gets it over to Griffin. Griffin sending it behind goal line extended. Now the pass comes across to Colton Poole. Back on top, the Griffin moving laterally, looking for a lane, takes a hit, has his back to the defender, loses the ball, it's on the ground, and Griffin lays out number 21 there. That's Ryan Resendez. But the Tomahawks maintain possession here.
Yeah, Bedford, Griffin trying to do a little bit too much on his own. Got into the middle, nice body check, and then push with the ball on the ground, gave the ball back to Merrimack.
And Resendez, no worse for wear, carries the ball into the Bedford zone, so Merrimack on the attack again. Henry Tobin. That's Forbes with it, number 23. Now he gets it back. Forbes cuts, looks for pass inside. Found his man in Giles, but Giles takes a hit. loses the ball. Possession maintained by Merrimack.
Yeah, good close by Henrichon there. Sliding over, stopping the shot before it got to the goal.
Dunn. Over to Jackson. Or correction, it's number 9, Giles. Tobin with it. Now he gets it back. Merrimack taking their time here. They got the 1-0 lead here with under 9 minutes to play in the first quarter. Caden Dine passes it over to Connor Dunn. He loses it. Ball is loose. Picked up by the Bulldogs, and here they come the other way. Across midfield. That's number 11, Nicholas Hadley with the long stick. Finds Kaliza. Kaliza takes it behind, goal line extended. Being watched by Colby Smith. Kaliza still with the ball. Now Smith backs off, gives him some room to operate. Zach Griffin with it. Bedford's got their offensive players coming on the field now. Brody Helton. There's a shot on goal, backed up by Bedford. They'll maintain possession here. Purnell picks it up. Sean Toscano. Pass to Griffin. Takes a shot, that's wide of the net. Hits the side of the net, and goaltender Mason Tremblay, freshman starting in this game, is able to cover it up in his crease. Now the Tomahawks coming back. Ball's dropped, picked up by the Bulldogs. They get possession right back. Ball's on the ground though, and Colby Smith's going to chase it down. Now finally Romello Hyde picking it up for the Tomahawks. So both teams being a little sloppy with possession here.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit frantic. I guess that's what you get with the first playoff game, first few minutes. Everybody's got a little bit of nerves, but we'll see who can clean it up faster.
Now DeBeaucourt turned it over. Bedford gets it back, so we've had several turnovers, one right after the other. Bulldogs on the attack now. 7 minutes to play in the first quarter. Merrimack leads 1-0. Helton to Griffin.
Yeah, and I think we see Bedford here trying to get the right players in and maybe run a little bit of a play. They've had a couple shots, but they haven't really tested the freshman goalie.
Here's Matthews trying to find a lane, pulls back, finds a player right in front, off the goalpost. That was Colton Poole in tight, but found nothing but iron.
Yeah, really nice play. Matthews found Poole wide open, and Poole got the ball behind the goalie. Unfortunate, hit the iron there.
So whistle's blown. Bedford maintains control. Toscano to Helton. Now Matthews down the sideline. Behind the goal line. Looking for a pass inside. Finds Toscano. Toscano cuts, bounces the shot. Weak one, easily stopped there. In fact, DeBeaucourt is the one who picked up the ball. Here come the Tomahawks the other way. Resendez. He drops it back now to Jackson. Tomahawks still lead 1-0 here with under 6 to play in the first quarter. Forbes to Giles, back to Forbes and Jackson. Merrimack also taking their time here, not in a hurry. Playing the ball on the perimeter. Connor Dunn finally flips it to Forbes, who finds Jackson up top. Jackson makes contact. Now he flips it back to Dunn, who loses it momentarily. He's being checked by Matthews. Kyle Dunn. Back to brother Connor.
Yeah, we see Merrimack in a very patient offense here, not looking to press the game.
Now, I think they feel like if they keep the ball away from Bedford, the more they do that, the less likely they give Bedford any offensive chances, and they've got a lead here and a chance to add to it. So why not bleed some clock here? Forbes trying to get away from the Bedford defender, can't do it. Now here's a pass inside and a shot by Kyle Dunn. That misses everything, but it's backed up by the Tomahawks. They maintain possession here. 4:31 to go in the first.
Yeah, we see Brian Riccio here playing close defense. Usually Tristan Kerr is out there, but Brian taking on that spot for the start of this game.
Here's a pass in front, double teamed. Kyle Dunn is. Now the ball back to the perimeter, broken up on the ground. They're fighting to see who comes up with it. Still loose, and I believe the Bulldogs have it. Yes, they do. Here they come. Helton into the zone, fires a shot down low. It's backed up by the Bulldogs, so they'll maintain possession. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, nice transition shot there. Had a look, closed his angle a bit as he got down closer to the goal line extended, but Bedford able to back it up.
Bulldogs get it to Toscano. Takes a look at his formation on offense. Now moves to his right. Drops it to Purnell. Purnell gets it to Matthews. Back to Toscano. Helton shot down low to Poole. He bounces it a little prematurely. It bounces over the net.
Yeah, really nice play. Poole was wide open again. He's gotten a lot of looks there right on the doorstep. One of these times he's going to close it down and get a goal.
So here we go. Bedford tries again here. Toscano to Purnell, back to Toscano. Waiting, now gets it down low to Kaliza behind X. Pass up front, that misses everybody. Ball's loose and picked up now by Forbes of the Tomahawks. So once another offensive possession here for Bedford, nothing to show for it. 2:55 to go in the first, they trail 1-0.
Yeah, they're getting some looks, they're getting some movement in their offense, but haven't really, again, tested this goalie. Getting a lot of shots to the side of the goal or missing it completely.
No hard shots other than the one that hit the iron. And the goal did the goaltending for the keeper.
Goalie's best friend.
Resendez finds a man inside, fires a shot and scores. He got it into number 22, Nolan Anderson. And Merrimack is up 2-0. That goal coming at the 2:28 mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Merrimack. Moving the ball, finding the open men, and they've actually gotten the better of Bedford so far with only 2.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
So on the faceoff, Merrimack comes up with it. They had it momentarily. Ball's loose, and now it comes up into the stick of Kevin Sheridan for Bedford. And he carries it into the offensive zone. He's got a man behind him. Takes a whack. Takes another whack. Ball's on the ground. The officials are going to say a foul was occurred, and the ball will stay with Bedford. Now a timeout being called, I believe, by the Bedford coach. So pause in the action here with the Merrimack number 9 seed Tomahawks. They lead 2-0 here in the first quarter, 2:06 to play. You like being informed about things happening around town, things in your own backyard? That's what the Bedford Buzz brings to you. Up-to-date news, interviews, and insightful features. Ensuring you're always in the know, whether you're a longtime resident or newcomer to our beloved town. The Bedford Buzz is your essential source for all things local. The Bedford Buzz can be viewed on BCTV Channel 16, HD Channel 1072, also on the BCTV app or on the BCTV YouTube channel. Tune in today, catch the latest episode, and immerse yourself in the Bedford experience like never before.
Yeah, I think we also see Merrimack coming out with a lot more energy than Bedford has. Sometimes that happens when the last game was pretty lopsided. The Bedford team maybe, I don't want to say taking it for granted, but Merrimack is definitely coming out looking to set the pace and tempo.
Well, both teams are trying to earn the right to face BG, who rolled Concord in the other quarterfinal in our bracket 22-5. They will meet BG at Ball Stadium in Exeter. I believe that's on Wednesday night. So Bedford has to catch up here, make up some ground, trailing 2-0 here in the first quarter. Play about to restart. And Zach Griffin.
Yeah, this is where coach usually has a little bit of a play, a little bit of a wrinkle out of a timeout.
Of course, he wasn't planning on that turnover. Pass ahead. That's number 47, number 44, Joey Lawrence. He turns it over, though. Will we get another timeout?
Yeah, I think just before Bedford was able to dislodge the ball, Merrimack coach had a very smart timeout to keep the possession. And we've seen Bedford has had some, some good looks when they've brought their midfielders back behind and been able to invert them, have the short sticks behind. Makes the goalie and the defense have to look both at the ball and behind them. Let's see if they can get a little bit more of that when they get their next chance on offense.
We got 1:49 to play here in the first.
I think the other key, too, is just Coach Bordeaux's got to be telling them to calm down a little bit. It's a long game, only down 2. Time to put your head on and have some really good defensive and offensive possessions to close out this quarter.
Bulldogs come in as the number 8 seed here in the tournament. Teams return to the field. Tomahawks will have possession of the ball here when we restart. So it's Forbes with the ball.
And as we talked about those wrinkles, it looks like Bedford is in a bit of a zone to close out this quarter.
Tomahawks working the perimeter. Wouldn't surprise me if they hold off for the last shot here. 1:30 to go. That's Forbes to Resendez. Now across to Connor Dunn. Kyle Dunn had it momentarily, sends it back outside. Here's a shot from outside and goes in. Connor Dunn. He gets the goal with 1:11 to play in the first quarter. Makes it 3-0 Merrimack.
I think that's one Fletcher would love to have back. Pretty long shot, bouncer off his hip. Wasn't able to move over in time. Good shot, though.
Assistant number 7, Kyle Dunn.
So brother, Connor Dunn with the goal, Kyle Dunn with the assist. And the hole gets a little deeper here. It's only the first, but it's 3-0 Merrimack. On the face-off, ball still on the ground, still loose. Knocked back into the Tomahawk zone where they have a chance to get it. Nope, still loose. Now it's picked up finally by Bedford. Luke Purnell sends it up front. There's a shot and a goal. Bedford's on the board. Derek Koliza, number 1, gets on the board at 52 seconds.
Yeah, good hustle play here. Purnell was able to track down that loose ball, come around the back of the cage, and Kaliza was sitting there open, was able to put it in the back of the net. Nice play by Bedford.
Well, Kaliza's been really the sniper on this team, and he hadn't been involved in the offense up until now. So he was a good man to go to, but credit to Bedford to fight for the possession of that ball. That ball was bouncing around and being knocked around off the face-off, and it went all the way into the Merrimack zone. And then finally, number 3, Purnell picked it up. Now we got a foul called on a play here. I think that's going to be on Bedford.
Yeah,
Tomahawks with possession. There's a shot. And backed up by Merrimack, they will hold on to the ball, but we'll see what the foul is.
I think it's going to be a push in the back on that ground ball. Dalton Roberto got a little aggressive on the back.
Right there, yeah. So Roberto goes to the sin bin. Is that a 1 minute penalty?
It probably is going to be a 30-second push in the back, I would suspect.
Okay, I don't think it was anything major. 35.4 to go here in the first quarter. 3-1 Tomahawks. Kaliza just put Bedford on the scoreboard about 20 seconds ago, but Merrimack will have the man advantage here. So new players out there. Jake Miller out there now for Merrimack, number 13. Giles. Kyle Dunn. Got it in close, but pulls away. Gets it to Connor Dunn. They pull back. 7 seconds to go. 6, 5, and they're just going to wait it out here. And that's it. They're not going to take a shot. They'll let the time expire.
They must have gotten Roberto for a 1 minute push in the back there, so we're able to take the ball, keep it, and they'll start the second quarter with possession.
Let's recap the scoring real quick. It came at the 11:10 mark of the first period, and that was number 7, Kyle Dunn, with help from Trent Jackson, making it 1-0 for Merrimack. Then about 8 minutes went by, not a lot happening. Then at 2:28 remaining in the first, number 22, Nolan Anderson got on the board with help from Ryan Resendez, number 21. That made it 2-0 Merrimack. Then just about a minute later, it was Connor Dunn from Kyle Dunn making it 3-0. But right off a contested face-off with the loose ball in the Tomahawks' end, number 3, Luke Purnell, was able to get the ball to Derek Kaliza, and we're seeing that on the replay right now. And Kaliza fired a low shot that beat Tremblay in the Merrimack net, and that's where we stand right now. It is 3-1.
Yeah, and really that one goal is, I think, probably one of the only, other than the one that drew iron, one of the only goals on the frame to test that goalie. Bedford's got to look to do more, more smart shooting here in the second quarter.
And the teams will exchange ends. Tomahawks going to move from left to right, and I believe they will still have the man advantage with number 9, Dalton Roberto, on the sideline in the penalty box for a hit from behind for probably at least another 25 seconds. We think it's a 1 minute penalty. And Merrimack begins with possession here. Forbes gets it to Dunn. Over to Connor Dunn. Resenda. So, he tried to find Kyle Dunn in tight, but the connection couldn't be made. So a blown opportunity there for Merrimack. That was a dangerous play, but possession goes to Bedford.
Yeah, fortunate for Bedford because Dunn was wide open on the doorstep there. If they were able to make that connection, it might have been a 4-1 game, but here we are at Bedford with the ball.
Evan Shabadi in the game now. He brings it into the offensive end for Bedford. He passes it up. That's Colton Poole trying to escape from his defenseman. Picks it up there by Nick Hadley. Now Poole leaves it for Sean Toscano. Bedford now on the attack. 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Bennett Matthews. Zach Griffin joins them in the zone. Purnell to Toscano, trying to deke his man. Takes a shot, but has an angle here. Toscano fires. It hits a body, and it's picked up on the rebound by number 47, Gavin Hickey. For Merrimack, brings it all the way into the Bedford end. He's got Zach Griffin all over him. Now he pulls up. Oh, ball's hit, and Bedford takes it right away. Kevin Sheridan, quick with the long stick, able to pick up that ball in midair. He's taking some flack from Jackson Forbes, but it's able to get into the Tomahawk zone. Sheridan still with it. Now he decides to drop it back to Griffin. Or correction, it's Toscano, number 6.
Yeah, nice ride by Griffin there, creating the turnover, and Sheridan was able to do all the hard work to pick up the ball and get it over midfield.
Griffin to Matthews, one-on-one. Oh, he slips. He might have had a shot there if he had stayed on his feet. So he drops back and tries to reset, puts on a fake, takes it up, spins around, gets away from his man. Toscano's able to get the ball, though, off the ground. Do we just get a call here?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a slash on number 99 Hyde there.
Now Kaliza with the ball. Bedford will have the power play, or the man advantage, in just at the next whistle. But Kaliza taking his time going behind X. Being watched closely there by Trent Jackson. Kaliza still with it. And he finds number 7, Zach Griffin, who puts it away. And that cuts the lead now to just 1.
Yeah, and we see here on the replay, Kaliza able to take advantage of the short stick, and attackman with the short stick is a good matchup, and find the cross field pass to Griffin, who's able to put it home.
Assistant number 1, Kaliza.
So it's now 3-2 Merrimack. Bedford now within 1. And again, I'm not an expert here in lacrosse. Does that wipe out the penalties?
No, actually, that'll be a 1 minute, I believe. You see number 99 Hyde there in the penalty box. So this will be a man-up face-off for Bedford.
Best of both worlds. They get the possession and the goal, or they have the man advantage in the goal. They still have to come up with the possession, which they do off the face-off. Gets knocked down, and we're going to get another foul here on Merrimack. Hit from behind. And what is that? The extra hand gesture.
Yeah, so I think it'll be another trip with the ball, and so that'll be another penalty. So 2 down for Merrimack.
Huge advantage here now for Bedford. 6-on-4 in the offensive zone. 9:05 left in the half. Toscano. You know, they want to be patient, but I hope they're not too patient here. We want to take advantage of these up a man situations. You know, here's a chance to not only tie the game, but take the lead perhaps with a couple of goals.
Yeah, and in these playoff games, momentum is such a big factor too. So this is where Bedford wants to keep it going. Merrimack obviously on the other side trying to slow it down a bit, but it's going to be hard. 2 men down for almost a minute on both.
Taking their time here. I'm not sure what the holdup is. Now the official signals to play can resume, and here we go. Toscano to Griffin, who scored the last goal. Down low to Purnell. Matthews. Toscano wheeling around. Matthews spins around, takes a shot. Hits a leg, goes, I believe, off a Merrimack player. It's going to stay with Bedford. Ball goes out of bounds. They pick it up. Got to be quick here. Clock is running. Or is it? Nope, they stopped the clock. Now here we go. Behind the net to Purnell. Matthews. Back to Matthews. Nice shot there by Purnell. Kaliza fires a high shot that was labeled for the corner, but Tremblay makes a save there. Good stop. 8:23 to go here. Still with the 2-man advantage. Looks like one player just released for Merrimack. Another one should be coming out any minute. They get the ball back to Tremblay. Here's a ball hit a Bedford stick, but Merrimack's able to control it. Now here he comes. Kyle Griffin, 2-on-1. Shot and a goal. A 2-on-1 breakaway there. Connor Griffin, and I believe the goal scorer is number 8, Trent Jackson. So a little bit of chaos here. Number 9, sorry, Giles is the goal scorer.
Yeah, and we see there a kind of a blown play on the Merrimack clear, able to just huck it down, and Henrichon, I think it was a little bit too optimistic about his jumping ability. Ball got over him, and it turned into a 2-on-1 for Merrimack going the other way.
Tomahawks win the face-off. There's a stick check, knocks the ball loose, still moving around, and possession finally comes up for Bedford. Dalton Roberto. They're in the Tomahawks' end. Here's Brady Helton.
Yeah, and a good ride there off of that Merrimack 1 face-off. Got Hyde going into his defensive end, able to check it clear, and Bedford with another offensive possession.
Matthews leaves it for Griffin. Griffin down the side, sends it behind the X. Purnell to Helton. To Matthews up top. Puts on a fake, draws the second defender, now pulls back. Griffin. Oh, his shot is off, his pass is off the mark. It's going to be a turnover on the Bulldogs. Try to get it back to Matthews, threw it a little too far ahead. Tomahawks take over here with under 7 to play in the first half. They've got a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, we see Bedford there being very reliant upon dodging and beating the first man. Sometimes, though, when everybody else is standing still, those passes become a little bit too close and too tough to make.
Rosenda carries it into the Bedford end. Still with it.
I can't hear you.
Pass to Henry Tobin. Connor Dunn.
Like the door.
Kyle Dunn, number 7. Back to Connor. Forbes with it to Rosenda. Lights are on here at Bedford High Stadium. Sun's starting to go down on this overcast day. Long pass back to Kyle Dunn, now over to Connor. They get it to Tobin. He's being watched there by Helton. Tobin comes in tight. There's a save. Ball went right up in the air, straight up on the goal crease, and I don't think Fletcher, the keeper, knew where it was there for a while. Luckily, his defense partner knew. Now here's a turnover picked up by Forbes. Tomahawks coming back in, and they turn it right back.
Yeah, fortunate to get away with that. Helton was able to, through a bounce pass to Sheridan or Henrishon, not able to capture it, but the goalie was able to get it back up. Matthews with the ground ball.
Purnell trying to get in tight, takes a shot that goes wide, but backed up by Bedford. They maintain possession. 5:18 to go. 4-2. Tomahawks lead in this quarterfinal playoff. Both teams fighting for the chance to meet number 1 seed BG, who advanced today with a 22-5 win over Concord. Helton to Griffin. Griffin still with it. Kaliza behind X to Helton. He can't hold on to it. Now it's picked up by the Tomahawks. They drop it. Goes right back to Bedford. Good eye there by the freshman Matthews. Able to pick the ball right back up. Now Bedford back on the attack with Helton. Matthews takes a shot and scores from downtown.
Yeah, sometimes shots on goals are what you need, and that's an example of testing the goalkeeper, even from out wide, able to put the ball in the back of the net.
I told you.
I'll tell you too, Harry, Kaliza's seeing the field pretty well. He's got a few skip passes that have been dimes into his teammates. Unfortunately, a couple of them haven't been able to handle those passes, but he's really playing well from behind the cage.
So Matthews with the goal. Did they give the assist to Helton on that? Nope, no assist. Okay. Probably enough time had passed between the pass and the goal scored that they didn't count that as an assist. Tomahawks win the face-off here. 4:35 left in the half. Bedford within 1, 4-3. Jackson. One-on-one with his man. Now Connor Dunn. Back to Jackson. Corrals the ball. Forbes to Rosenda. Resendez draws a double team. He's got a long stick on him. Sheridan giving them the work. Riding him hard, finally knocks the ball out of his stick out of bounds, and that's a turnover.
Yeah, that was really great one-on-one defense by Sheridan. The Merrimack player clearly wanted to go to his right hand, and Sheridan wasn't letting it happen.
So 3:47 left here in the half. Let's see what Bedford can do. Fletcher way out of his net here, trying to get involved in the offense. Throws a high pass that gets missed by Luke Sy. And somebody loses a stick, whistles are blown, and they're going to award possession to Bedford. So let's settle things down here and start over. Toscano. Griffin joins him. James Gaffney out on the field right now too for Bedford.
Yeah, as we see them settle in, I'd love to see them get the ball behind. They initiate so much of their offense from up top. Really have had success, though. When it goes behind, they can move the defense.
Griffin takes a long shot. Backed up by Bedford. So they didn't take your advice. They decided to take another long shot, hoping to see if they can beat that keeper from the outside. So pool leaves it for Kaliza. 3 minutes left in the half. Pass up now to Toscano. Inside, this shot by number 3. That's Luke Purnell. Blocked, but Bedford able to pick up the loose ball.
Yeah,
Toscano.
Drew iron there. Purnell unlucky again.
Gaffney had it momentarily, get it to Purnell, back to Gaffney, lost it. Ball hit his stick, didn't know where it was. The ball's on the ground. Oh, nice recovery here for Bedford. Sharp stick there by Zach Griffin, able to maintain possession, although he puts it on the ground now. Gets it back. Used his body as a shield.
That's right. It's that hockey player in him, I think.
Now behind X, Kaliza. Toscano back on top here for Gaffney, and he scores from outside. It's another goal that this keeper Tremblay gave up from long range.
Yeah, and again,
so Toscano gets the assist here. It's going to be all tied up at 4. Go ahead.
Again, initiated from behind. Kaliza from behind was able to get it to Toscano. And one of the things you learn as a kid is the ball moves faster than the feet. So they were able to get a couple of really good passes in a row. And we're seeing this Bedford team have success from out wide on Tremblay, the freshman goalie.
You know, maybe he's not tracking the ball from the outside. You know, even though the lights are on, this has got to be a hard time to track a ball because it's a little dim.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? Kind of dusk with gray backdrop in the sky. Yeah, it becomes hard for the goalie. I tell you, I wouldn't want to be a goalie. That's for sure.
And a timeout is called here with Bedford in possession and all tied up. They had trailed by as much as 3-0, and they've scored 3 of the last 3-1, I guess, against Merrimack to tie it all up.
Yeah, they're playing well. The other thing to look at, I'm not sure if we have anything from down there, but Tristan Kerr has not been on the field much. So we're seeing some other folks on defense. We're seeing Brian Riccio, who's usually a long stick with Nick Hadley, down low, and then we're seeing number 20 Durso also being able to get out there. But curious if something's going on with Kerr there because he's a stalwart on their defense.
We already have one Bedford team that punched its ticket into the finals here. It's the girls lacrosse team. They await the winner of the Portsmouth Bishop Girton game going on right now. Hopefully we get a score update on that. That's going to be played in Exeter at Bill Ball Stadium, 7 p.m. Tuesday night. Now, we can't bring you the live video. We'll have it for you on delay, but we will bring you the game on radio, Bedford 105.1 radio, so you'll be able to tune in and hear the action live if you don't get out to Exeter. That's Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And then, depending who wins this game, if Bedford emerges as the winner, their semifinal game against BG, also at Exeter Bill Ball Stadium, on the following night, Wednesday, June 7th at 7:15 p.m. And we'll have that action for you on BCTV.
Yeah, so here we go again, 1:52 left. Bedford really riding a little bit of momentum here, coming back 4-4, but it's going to be so telling who can close out this last just under 2 minutes strong to bring that momentum into halftime.
Well, it would be a great comeback if they can come away with a lead here after trailing game 3-0. And a bit of a blow to the Tomahawks, who came out sharp and hot and really have let this game slip away from them somewhat.
Yeah, they definitely came with a lot of energy, but as games ebb and flow, you can't keep up that energy at that high a level for Merrimack the whole game.
So Matthews leaves it for Toscano, being watched by Resenda. Toscano lost it momentarily, gets it to Kaliza behind X. To Matthews up. Now Gaffney up top. Purnell. Back to Purnell. Over to Matthews. He fires a shot low, saved by Tremblay. Backed up by Kaliza, so the ball will stay with Bedford. 1:15 to go in the first half. Kaliza finds Matthews. Gets it to Gaffney. Gaffney moves to his right, but then flips it to Purnell. Toscano tried to get it inside the pool. They missed that pass. Ball's loose. Won by Merrimack Tomahawks. Here they come. That's Forbes. He decides to pull up, wait for his offensive teammates to join him. And they're going to call timeout, Merrimack does. 47.2 to go here. All tied up to 4. Now they've got the opportunity to take the lead into the locker room.
Yeah, and they've been favoring that zone on defense, allowing Bedford to move and sweep and being able to pass them off. And I think Bedford has to find a different way to attack that. But you got to give it Romello Hyde credit for a really strong ground ball, be able to take the ball away and get it down to the offensive end. So 47 seconds left. It's Merrimack's turn.
The Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club is always looking for new members and volunteers to help support Bedford High School athletics. The Booster Club meets at the BHS Media Center 7 p.m. the first Wednesday of every month, so you just missed the meeting. Visit bbabc.net to learn more about how you can help or request more information. Actually, I think that this Wednesday is the first Wednesday, so yeah, there's your opportunity to attend a BBABC meeting. Get involved in Bedford athletics, who've been quite successful this year, from football to basketball, boys basketball. We've got a couple of teams here who could bring home a title, so it's been a fantastic year for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think one of the tennis programs was able to win.
Oh yeah, the boys, yep. they came away with a win.
Yeah, good to see the Bulldogs shining. Field. Yeah, absolutely.
I think there were some alpine sports too.
That's right. I'll tell you though, the weather out here kind of feels like a fall game.
Yeah, I mean it hit 97 yesterday early. And then the storm front came through and the temperature dropped about 40 degrees, and here we are just barely holding on to 50. Here are the Tomahawks playing for that last shot. 30 seconds left. Forbes is behind the net, waiting. He's got Sheridan on him. 15 seconds to go. Forbes gets it to number 7. That's Kyle Dunn, who backhands it into the net. And they take the lead, the Tomahawks do, 5-4.
Yeah, I think they were able to take advantage. Dylan Soden was out there behind and slipped. Tomahawks were able to move it around. Pretty nifty backhand shot. Only 8 seconds left. Talk about a little bit of momentum killer for Bedford.
A good response there from the Tomahawks, able to take the ball away with 47 seconds left, and actually got to credit number 23. Jackson Forbes, he was taking a lot of abuse behind the goal, and he was able to shake off not only Sheridan but number 11, Nick Hadley, and was able to find the number 7, Kyle Dunn, for the goal. And that is going to do it for the first half. So not a lot of goals for a lacrosse game, but lots of excitement, some lead changes. Bedford fought their way back. Merrimack took it away with 8 seconds to go. So we've got another half of lacrosse coming your way. We'll give you a quick scoring update here in the second quarter at 9:12 remaining in the second. It was Zach Griffin for Bedford with an assist from Derek Kaliza, made it 3-2.
This is a great time to visit the Bedford concession.
The Tomahawks responded. Giles
There are programs available.
from Kyle Dunn made it 4-2 at the 7:59 mark.
Scoreboard.
Bedford made it 4-3, an unassisted goal by number 13 Bennett Matthews at 4:43. Then at 2:09, it was James Gaffney with help from Sean Toscano at 2:09 to go, made it 4-4. And then after taking the ball away with 47 seconds left in the second quarter, and right at the 8.8 second mark, again it was Kyle Dunn with the assist coming from Forbes, made it Tomahawks 5, Bedford 4. We're going to take a break here, come back in a few minutes to give you second half action. I'm Harry Kozlowski here with Jay Abendroth, and we've got Bill Jennings on camera, and back in the studio it's Dale Bird on replays. You're watching Playoff Lacrosse on BCTV. And we're back here for second half action here in this quarterfinal playoff game. Tomahawks of Merrimack with a 5-4 lead. Let's get you updated on some other playoff action. In the other girls semifinal lacrosse matchup in Exeter, Portsmouth with a 9-5 lead at halftime over BG. The winner of that game will take on Bedford in the final on Tuesday at 7 o'clock in Exeter as well. From earlier today, girls lacrosse, Bedford beat Nashua South 13-0. In baseball, it was Londonderry scoring the winning run at the plate in the 9th inning, bottom of the 9th, so 2 extra innings needed to decide that game. It was 2-1 Londonderry over Bedford, so a real heartbreaking loss there against the Lancers, just like the regular season game when they lost 1-0. Face off at midfield. It's won by the Tomahawks quite handily. Forbes, he takes a quick shot. It goes wide, backed up, stays with Merrimack.
Yeah, it looks like we have a few substitutions. Ethan Kahn is out there on the field, and Tristan Kerr is back as well. Coach Bordeaux mixing it up a bit here.
Yeah, you had noticed that Kerr was not in the game in the first half, and you saw he was warming up at halftime, so we weren't entirely sure what was going on. Maybe an injury, maybe something else, but he's in the game now. Tomahawks on offense. Connor Dunn to Jackson. Giles, number 9. Resendez, he puts the ball on the ground. Bedford picks it up, so turnover on the Merrimack Tomahawks. Sheridan picks it up with his big stick, carries it into the Tomahawk end, gets it back. Now he leaves it there for Poole, and Sheridan retreats to the defensive zone, and he will be replaced now by number 13 Matthews and number 7 Zach Griffin.
Yeah, it was a good defensive stand by the Bedford Bulldogs there. A lot of energy coming out, a lot of help defense, was able to get the ball on the ground, and Sheridan with yet another ground ball and clear. He's doing a great job there transitioning for the Bulldogs.
Behind the net, Poole tries to shake his man, comes up from the other side, shoots it in tight, and hits another iron. So that's 3 posts struck by the Bulldogs today. Really some bad luck on shooting. Tomahawks take over. Jackson tries to get away from a double team. Ball's on the ground. Now in the air, now taken away by the Bulldogs. Here they come. Gaffney. Bulldogs have another chance here on offense.
And I think Hadley got away with using his free hand there to touch the ball, but refs let it go on, and here we are. Really nice ride by the attackman for Bedford, getting that ball on the ground and getting another chance.
Matthews calling out some signals. Sends it down low to Purnell. Behind X. Purnell makes a move to the right, pauses, pulls back. Looks like he's going to get the ball away now to Poole. Kaliza now joins him behind X. Kaliza waits, pulls back, goes to the other side, centers it. He goes off a stick, and that'll go out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Bedford. You know, Kaliza's been playing behind the net a lot this game. Normally, we find him in front, putting balls in the net, but he's kind of quarterbacking the offense from behind X now.
Yeah, initiating, and again, with this zone or hybrid zone that Merrimack is using, they got a short stick playing against him, so that's a really favorable matchup for the Bulldogs.
Griffin lost it momentarily, gets it back, sends it to Mr. Kaliza, who we were just speaking of. Puts his back to the defender. Fakes the pass. Now brings it up. Pass goal line extended. He's in front of the net. Waits. Back to Purnell. Purnell looks like they're gonna. What are they gonna call here? Did he go into a crease violation or what?
Yeah, I think the defender was able to push him into the crease, and then there's going to be a flag for Purnell not dropping the ball, delay a game, and rolling it away. That's one of those point of emphasis that the referees want. They want the players to drop the ball when there's a change of possession. And Purnell, not too egregious, but rolled it away. And
yeah, not a very smart play here. You know, you're behind in the game by 1 goal, 5-4, and you give your opponent a man advantage situation. You know, Tomahawks are doing a good job already. You don't want to help them out. Connor Dunn to Resendez, Giles, Forbes, and intercepted by Bedford. Great play.
Yeah, Riccio able to read that one. Here he continues along.
And Kaliza, he finds them all alone in front of the net. And he scores one shorthanded.
Yeah, what a fantastic play by Riccio. Not only stealing the ball, but shrugging a defender in the fast break and finding Kaliza wide open. Who was able to spin around and backhand over the left shoulder of the goalie.
Bedford goal line number 1, Derek Kaliza. Assist to number 18, Brian Riccio.
So Kaliza gets on the board. His second goal of the game. The assist going to Brian Riccio, and we are tied up at 5.
And Harry, as we come on to another face-off, this is another area where Bedford has usually been pretty dominant, and Merrimack's been holding their own in the circle.
Although this time, what will they call here was a loose ball, and they're going to award it to Merrimack Tomahawks. Forbes bounces off a Bedford defender, manages to hold on the ball, gets by 2 more Bedford defenders. So great possession there. Dropping it back to Jackson. Gets away from his man. Now Kyle Dunn, number 7, down the far sideline, takes it behind the goal. Turns around, loses the ball, taken away by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but Kerr with a very nice double from behind, dropping the ball. Luke Sy had it, but unfortunately got it checked away. Merrimack ball.
So Forbes throws it inbounds, gets it to Jackson. 7:15 to go here in the third quarter, all tied up at 5. Winner advances to face BG in the semis. Forbes. Number 12, Henry Tobin, seeing some game time. Gets the ball back from Forbes. Now Forbes has it back. Pass behind X. This is Kyle Dunn being chased away. Kyle loses it. Ball's on the ground. Waiting to see who comes up with it. Still contested. And it's going to be Bedford with it. Number 27, Tristan Kerr, in the game, making things happen. Ball on the ground again momentarily, now picked up. Now they're in the offensive zone. Bedford is Poole, waits. Toscano joins them. Bedford has yet to take the lead in this game. Here's a chance. Matthews gets by some defenders. Had a shot lane, didn't take it. Sends it to Poole behind the net. Now Derek Kaliza. Up to Toscano. Bedford just working the perimeter here. Toscano tests his defender, tries to pass it inside. And Purnell got wiped out there on the pass. Tomahawks take the ball away. Here they come.
Yeah, that was a right look from Toscano into Purnell. Fortunately, got a body and wasn't able to complete the catch and shot.
Shot on net, I think, at the side of the Bedford goal. Tomahawks get the ball back and turn it right over. Sheridan with the long stick, taking some abuse, but carrying on into the Tomahawk end. Still with it. Sheridan coming in on net. Does he take a shot? Yes! Did it hit the post?
I think that was a save by Tremblay.
So Sheridan tried to go coast to coast there. Had a great opportunity, but Tremblay was up to the challenge. Now a Merrimack player loses the stick. Sheridan picks up the loose ball. Here's Poole. Sends it across to Zach Griffin. 4:38 to go here in the third quarter. Starting to see some action here. Lots of action, only one goal scored, one by Bedford. Let's see if they can get another one here. Helton's shot is a pass into Kaliza. Tremblay with another big save. Great chance there. But turned away by the Tomahawks. Now what do we have here? Timeout call? We do. A timeout on the Merrimack side. We'll take a break. All tied up with 4:14 to go. It's 5-5 here in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, we're seeing Sheridan here on the replay. Tremblay able to equal to the task. Sheridan tried to go around to the left-hand side. Wasn't able to get there.
So I don't know if you watch New Hampshire Chronicle, but back on Tuesday they did a little feature on our radio station.
I did, yeah.
WBNH. It was a great job there, Sean McDonald.
Yep.
Telling the story of our little operation. We really appreciate that. And we know we have a lot of new listeners checking us out, and we just want to let them know that it's really easy to listen to us if you can't get us over the air. You can also stream the radio station. You can find us on apps like TuneIn, MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden. And if you have an Alexa device, all you have to say is, Alexa, play Bedford 105.1, and like Bob's your uncle, it plays.
Technology.
We try to keep up.
It's been very good. I'm interested to see as we game's been pretty frenetic going up and down, hasn't it? A lot of loose balls. Bedford's been able to keep the energy up, but with Merrimack having an offensive possession, we'll see what Merrimack comes out in and how Bedford can maybe throw a wrinkle in, as Coach Bordeaux likes to do.
Well, when you got a game this tight, it's tied at 5. Does the pressure start ratcheting up at some point?
I think it does, especially when you're talking about game on the line, perhaps some of these, last game in a high school uniform. You start to wonder, when's that next play going to break and maybe get a bit tight.
Romello Hyde brings it in for the Tomahawks into the Bedford end. Tomahawks get ready for their offensive possession here. Forbes to Jackson. Jackson drives to the net, pushed away. Evan Chabadi on him. Now Sheridan watching Forbes. Pass down to Kyle Dunn. Now Connor Dunn, number 6. Wheels around behind goal line. Gets back to brother Kyle. Now Forbes up top again. Forbes double team. Gets it to Kyle Dunn. Forbes spins, but Fletcher's there with the stick save. Looking for a man to pass it to, makes it kind of a sloppy pass. Luckily it's picked up there. Now it gets it up to Chabadi.
Yeah, really nice stick by Henrishon there, bailing out the freshman goalie with a little bit of a bounce pass.
Yeah, that wasn't a really good pass.
No.
Like he tried to make it a little fancier and it was off the mark. Now Poole was driving in but decides to throw it back. We've got Dylan Soden in the game now, number 31. Now he pulls back, replaced by Toscano, who's the normal offensive attack player. Griffin joins him. Matthews, one-on-one. Nope, lost the ball momentarily, got it back. Made a great move there on Resendez. Griffin to Toscano. One-on-one. Toscano takes a shot. Misses the net, backed up by Poole. Bedford maintains possession. Exactly 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, all tied at 5. He's going to leave it there for Kaliza to handle the ball. Play restarts. Kaliza being watched by Jackson. Shot and a score from Bennett Matthews. And Bedford's got their first lead of the game.
Yeah, and again, Kaliza almost quarterbacking from behind, able to go up against the short stick and find Matthews as the defenders collapse on Kaliza, worried about him turning the corner. They leave Matthews, who has a pretty free lane, in. Nice shot and score.
Second goal by Matthews today. Kaliza picks up his second assist to go along with 2 goals. And Bedford, for the first time in this game, is in the lead. On the face-off, still being contested. And what we're going to get here, a whistle. Possession awarded to Merrimack.
Yeah, I think they called a push there on the 2 wingmen coming in.
Pass gets tipped on the ground. Picked up by the Tomahawks. Giles wheels all the way around. Finds Dunn. Connor Dunn over to Kyle Dunn. Wheels around and gets a goal in the backhand, just like that. Brother to brother, the connection works again.
Yeah, and we saw Bedford actually extending out, trying to go make something happen, trying to make a turnover, and unfortunately they got extended too far. Merrimack was able to take advantage pretty close to the goal and sneak one past Con.
So 1:20 left here in the third quarter, and we're all tied up again at 6-6. This game is going to go down to the wire by all indications, and the whistle here was that I noticed that one of the Bedford players, 23, Gaffney, crossed the center line. Is that a violation?
I don't think on that one. So just right there was a violation in the called a legal procedure where Dalton Roberto went early on the face-off. But I think we're live lacrosse with no fouls right now.
So Tomahawks have possession here, under a minute to go. Trent Jackson with the ball and a chance to give the Merrimack team a lead going into the fourth quarter. Forbes. Connor Dunn back to Forbes. 35 seconds left. Forbes working along goal line extended. Stops, turns, bounces it to Kyle Dunn. Kyle sends it to his brother, Connor, and scores from a good ways away, about 20 yards away. Puts Merrimack back on top.
Yeah, and again, we see Merrimack taking advantage of Bedford extending out. Bedford actually had a couple players behind the net when you don't necessarily want to do that if you're trying to pack it in with 20-some seconds left in a quarter, and Merrimack was able to take advantage of the open lane from back behind up into the point pass for a long shot.
So that goal scored by Connor Dunn, courtesy of brother Kyle. And the goal before that was the other way. It was Kyle from Connor. Kyle Dunn with 4 goals in this game. And Connor with 2. Ball's loose in the Bedford end. 7 seconds to play. Waiting to see who comes up with possession here. Tomahawks do, and they're going to let the clock run out. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. So Bedford was able to take the lead with 1:51 remaining in the third quarter, 6-5, but then gave up 2 goals, one within 30 seconds and the other within about 90 seconds to make it a 7-6 game in favor of Merrimack.
Yeah, I got to give Merrimack credit. Standing tall when there's a lot of pressure on an away game, being able to stick with the game plan, move the ball around, and take advantage of Bedford's mistakes when they extend out and maybe send a few too many people to the ball.
Yeah. What?
Earlier in this afternoon, we had the other quarterfinal match here between Bishop Girton and Concord. 22-5 was the score for BG. They are in the semifinal round. They will face the winner of this game, either Bedford or Merrimack, and that game will be played on Wednesday evening at Ball Stadium in Exeter, a 7 or 7:15 start, one or the other.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting and exciting end to the regular season. I think when Bedford went and played Pinkerton, Exeter, Pinkerton, and Bedford all had a shot at the number 2 seed. So unfortunately, Bedford wasn't able to come out of there with a win and drop down to the 4 seed. Puts them in line with BG.
I'm kind of curious why Merrimack only managed to schedule 15 games, and that loss of a regular season game kind of knocked them out of consideration for maybe a better seed, because they are a 9 seed. They're starting on the road and really only had a half game behind the Bedford record, 11-5.
Yeah, some of these teams actually do out-of-state games that don't necessarily count towards the standings, but at the end of the day, you're right. More lacrosse gives you a better shot, especially when you're winning.
Pinkerton played 18.
Yep.
Bedford played 16. Merrimack played 15.
Man, you see BG doing that as well. They'll go down into Boston area, Massachusetts, try to get a little bit different competition for themselves.
And I haven't looked at their schedule, but I'd be willing to bet a few bucks that those 3 losses on their schedule did not come from any New Hampshire team.
Yep, I think that is correct.
They go out and they try to find the strongest competition they can play to test themselves, and they do that. So now teams change ends. Bedford will be going from right to left. 12 minutes to go. We'll see who goes to the semifinals. Forbes comes up with the ball on the face-off. Merrimack has the possession. Quick break inside. Oh, just broken up just before Kyle Dunn can get a stick on it. He had a pass inside. It was broken up by Bedford, so great play there.
Yeah, Sheridan really crashing down on that lower corner. Was able to break up the pass. We've seen Dalton Roberto have really struggle at that face-off X. Jackson Forbes is dominating the face-offs today for Merrimack.
Bulldogs on the attack. Chabati. Now they're going to wait for a player to leave the zone so Griffin can get back in. Griffin with the ball now. Carrying in. Thought about shooting. Instead passes it down low. That's Poole. Get to the Bennett. Our last goal scorer. Bennett thought about a shot. Sends it across. Back to Poole. Purnell. Now Poole. Griffin. Poole. Now to Kaliza. Kaliza alone behind goal line extended as the 2 other players vacate. Kaliza comes back from around, passes it up. Matthews makes a spin move, bounces it. That's wide of the net, but backed up by Kaliza. Bedford maintains possession.
Yeah, we see Kaliza continue to have success with that short stick guarding him from behind, able to get his hands free and hit open players for Bedford.
So Kaliza right behind the goal, looking for an opening. He's got Matthews waiting there. Instead, gets to Toscano, his shot, high and wide, but Bedford backs it up. They maintain. 10:19 to go. Kaliza getting pushed back. Finds Matthews. Matthews to Toscano. Now Griffin fires the sidearm. Out of bounds, backed up by Bedford.
Yeah, Bedford's doing a nice job moving the ball around the perimeter, taking some outside shots. Love to see him slip someone into the crease wide open as they've scored a couple goals from point-blank range.
Here's Purnell. Matthews. Toscano up top. Gets to Griffin on the side. Back to Toscano. His shot wide of the net. Purnell's there to back it up. Possession remains with Bedford, so this is they've had 4 shots here, backed them all up.
Man, we see Merrimack content to let Bedford shoot from outside, trying to pack it in and make sure they don't get burned from that crease area.
Matthews, Toscano, back to Matthews, fires, and a save by Tremblay, but the rebound picked up by Griffin. Bedford remains on possession here. This is their 5th try. Poole tries to get away from his man, sends it to Purnell. Now Matthews up top to Toscano. Matthews thinks about it, gets it to Toscano again. Griffin. All the Bedford players more or less staying put in their positions. Purnell behind that. Up to Matthews. Toscano, Merrimack doing a good job defending, not giving Bedford any openings here. Purnell, Matthews, we've seen this played over and over again. Now finally Toscano fires and gets it in, beats Tremblay from the outside. Bedford's able to tie it up, 7-all.
Yeah, that's a really big goal from the senior there, able to bury it bottom right corner, off stick side. Bedford had a lot of shots in that possession. Again, we talk about momentum. Coming away without a goal would have been tough, but Toscano was able to put them on their back and get a goal and tie it up here.
Toscano, assist to number 13, Matthews.
Toscano now with his 2nd goal of the game. No correction, that's his 1st goal of the game. And the Bulldogs win the face-off and get possession.
Yeah, that was, again, just as big as that goal was. Winning that face-off also gives Bedford some more time here with the ball to gain some confidence.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
Possession stays with Bedford.
I think that's the 4th or 5th post we've seen. Very unlucky for Bedford tonight, but good shooting.
Bulldogs try again. Matthews wheels. Gets it to Purnell. He fires a shot stopped by Tremblay. Picked up there by Hyde for the Tomahawks. He brings it out of the zone.
Yeah, that was a huge save by Tremblay, standing tall against a crease shot from Purnell.
So Tobin now with it for the Merrimack Tomahawks. It's all tied up at 7. Winner advances. Ball on the ground. Will Bedford catch up to it? No, it's going to go off. Bedford player will stay. Oh, they're going to give it to Bedford. I'm surprised. I thought the Bedford player was the last one to touch it.
Yeah, that was a bit of a missed call by the referees, but Bedford fortunate for that call.
Good escape there by Dylan Soden. Brings it into the offensive end. Waits for a timeout, and there it is. 7-10 to go here in the 4th quarter, all tied up at 7. And the winner is going to go on to face BG here, so a lot on the line in this game. BG, of course, won 22-5 earlier against Concord. On the girls' side today, we heard that the Bedford girls blanked Nashville South 13-0, so they're in the finals. And now Portsmouth with a 13-9 lead with 5 minutes remaining in their game. So the way things are looking, it might end up being a Bedford-Portsmouth final. That's going to be played on Tuesday. We're going to have that for you on Bedford 105.1 live and on tape delay on BC TV. And in baseball today, a heartbreaker for the boys 9. They lost in 9 innings, 2 extra innings played in Londonderry. Actually, let me paint the picture for you. It was a no-hitter for Aidan O'Connell through 7 innings, or through 6 and a third. He got a hit on the Bedford player, the outfielder, fell in the outfield, wasn't able to make the play. So that gave up the hit, and that wound up giving up the tying run. And then in the bottom of the 9th, it was a play at the plate that went Londonderry's way, and they won 2-1 today. So really, I got hats off to the Coach Chapman, Coach Fox, and everybody at Bedford baseball. They fought hard today, almost took down #1 seed, couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, it's tough around this time of year. Excuse me, playoffs have that opportunity to either be heartbreak or full reward. So tough game for the Bulldogs baseball team.
Under 7 to go here. Bedford with possession. Purnell, Matthews. Same setup here as we've seen most of this game. This pick set up there. Oh, big collision there on Toscano. And that's going to be a foul.
And I think we got a goal as well.
Oh,
Matthews.
we did. Did that go in?
It did.
I was distracted by the flag being thrown by the official. So that was Matthews scoring.
And Toscano stood in there. Romello Hyde ran him over, was able to absorb the hit, and free Matthews, as we see it on the replay here. We see Matthews taking advantage of this pick from Toscano, and Hyde lowers his head. Matthews comes around, and nice shot. Right hand beats the goalie, stick side high.
Yeah, as soon as that collision, I saw the flag fly. I didn't realize the ball had gone into the net. So Bedford up 8-7 now. Matthews with his 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah, and we'll have to take a look. We don't have the opportunity to hear from the refs, but that may be one of the locked-in penalties, given it was a little bit high on the head from Hyde. So we'll have to check
I see that Romello Hyde is on the sidelines. So Merrimack will be playing a man down. And Dalton Roberto wins the face-off here. Up, pass off the mark here. They got to get to it first. They save it momentarily, but it goes right to Tomahawks. So loss of possession there, lost opportunity for Bedford. Now Merrimack can run some clock here, run out that penalty on Romello Hyde. Play is restarted. Tomahawk player knocked down. They still have possession though. That's the boat court. Double team there by Bedford players. Now loose, picked up again. 27 with it, Colby Smith. Sends a pass into the Bedford end. And we get a whistle here.
Yeah, I think we had a flag thrown from 20 seconds ago. I think we had a push from behind while Merrimack was trying to clear the ball. Unfortunately, now it'll be 5-on-5 lacrosse for a bit.
Well, that'll even things up. 6 minutes to go here. Bedford up 8-7.
We got a good one. A lot of energy.
Very entertaining. Lots of lead changes. Lots of clutch goals, lots of clutch saves. Big hitting. Lots of hitting.
Yeah, it's a physical game out there, and we've seen it kind of coming from both sides, but a lot of clears, a lot of very, very aggressive rides from both sides. Love to see that if you're a coach.
Play resumes in the Bedford end. Tomahawks with possession. They've got 5:55 to work with here. They're down 1, 8-7. Resendez gets the pass over to Giles. Giles tries to get away from his defender.
And here we go. It looks like now Merrimack has released their penalty, and they are on the man-up play.
Tobin to Forbes. Man goes down. Dunn is able to pick up the ball. Pass up to Forbes. Forbes backs up, waiting to reset this attack. Makes a move, gets around the Bedford defender. Gets a pass inside tight. And a goal by Kyle Dunn. And that is Kyle's third goal of the game. Make that fourth goal of the game.
And we see Bedford starting to extend out, trying to go double the ball. They left the attackman on the doorstep. Was able to get Merrimack able to get the ball around. Easy goal past Con.
And once again, the combination of brothers Kyle and Connor Dunn turn into a goal. 7 from 6 makes it 8-8 with 5:04 to play. This is going to go down to the wire. So Roberto against Forbes here on this important face-off. And Forbes comes up with it. Merrimack with possession. Cross pass over to number 8, Jackson. Waits for Connor Dunn to take the ball. Gets it over to Kyle. Kyle Dunn.
Forbes with another really nice face-off, getting Merrimack the ball. He's dominated this game at the face-off X.
Resendez takes the slash, draws a flag. There's a shot on goal, backed up by the Tomahawks. Bedford's going to be a man down.
Yeah, I think we're going to get another. They're pushing the
Blow
back
to the head.
slash. Yeah,
Stick to the head too.
Yeah, game's getting a bit sloppy here for Bedford defense.
So this is nothing like the regular season matchup that Bedford won handily. This is a real barn burner. Tied up at 8, 4:21 to go. Play resumes. Kyle Dunn to Connor Dunn. Resendez. Resendez gets it back, fires a shot from distance, backed up by the Tomahawks. They'll keep it. 4:08 to play in regulation. Forbes to Kyle Dunn, Connor Dunn, Resendez, Giles, back to Resendez. There's a little underhand shot there by Kyle Dunn, stopped by Fletcher, goes out of bounds, but backed up by Merrimack. Under 4 to go. Has the Bedford penalty released yet? I'm not really watching.
Not yet. Still man down. Probably for another 15 seconds or so.
Resendez waits. Kyle Dunn. Forbes in tight. Stopped there by Fletcher. Got the stick up. Able to block it. Now the pass out and nailed down there by Spencer Henrishon. So Bedford gets the ball in possession here, 3:23 to go. Ball's on the ground, but it goes right to a Bedford player. Still on the ground once again, still loose. Tomahawks look like they got it, and they do. So DeBeaucourt lost his footing there, lost the ball. a lot of shots, a lot of hits here, and finally the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to give it to the Tomahawks. Boy, Luke Purnell was really in a battle there with DeBeaucourt, but wound up losing possession of the ball. And the DeBeaucourt has a correction. That's Hyde. Gets the ball up to Jackson. Jackson brings it into the Bedford end. 2:48 to play, all tied at 8.
And credit to Merrimack defense there, bringing the Thunder, keeping up the energy. And actually, Purnell had an opportunity at that ground ball and wasn't able to pick it up. And I think that is a lot due to Merrimack's presence there and energy.
It's kind of hard to do, try to do your job when somebody's whacking you with a stick. Forbes now, Resendez. Connor Dunn waits, pulls up, turns around, looks for a lane, fires a shot though. Didn't get a very good shot away. In fact, it was picked up by a Bedford player, one of the long stick middies, 27. That's
Tristan Kerr. Playing
the second half. Kerr still with it. Gives it to Kaliza, and Bedford's going to call timeout. So 1:50 to play here, and boy, I tell you, this is a big moment in the game. You've got a minute 50 of regulation to play, tied up at 8. Do you think Bedford holds off for the last shot?
Yeah, I think they do. You know, more so, I think they actually hold off for the best shot. I wouldn't be surprised if they've got a set play they're going to run, and as Coach Bordeaux likes to do, throw a wrinkle. But I'd also look for Merrimack to pack it in and really challenge Bedford and almost tempt them to shoot from outside, where they've got a better shot at saving that ball. Bedford's done just enough, it seems, today to keep in the game. We'll see if they can pull it out here.
BC TV's live channels and on-demand content are now easier to access on your phone. Bedford Community Television is available as a free download app on Apple iOS and Android download. The Bedford Community Television app from your app store. Get it today and enjoy all our content on your phone or on your pad.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, just as Coach Bordeaux will like to throw a wrinkle in, Coach Miller has an opportunity here to maybe either stick with that zone or throw something different in, try to stop whatever Bedford has planned.
Temperature's pretty cool out there. I think we're under 50 degrees. We're in the 40s out there. I'm sure the boys don't feel it though.
That's right.
The fans certainly do. They're all bundled up here on this on a June day in New England.
Gotta love it.
Bring in your blankets and your winter jackets.
We're nice and warm up here in the box. I'm thankful for that.
49 degrees.
49, the official number. Thank you, Bill Jennings.
AKA Weatherman.
Multi-talented, multifaceted.
We all multitask here. Here we go. Play about to resume. Bedford with the ball. 1:50 to play in regulation. All tied up at 8. Ball is picked up by Zach Griffin. And the whistle blows. We are playing. Purnell to Griffin. Behind the net. Looking for a cutter. Gets it to Matthews. He can't get a shot away. Takes a hit. Instead drops it out to Toscano, about 30 yards from the net. Toscano waits. 1:28 to go. Drives, turns, pulls back, finds Kaliza. Kaliza fires a shot, net saved by Tremblay. He gets a quick pass out to Resendez, who goes into the Bedford zone. Resendez gets taken down. No call. Now there is. What are they going to call it here? Is this a foul, a penalty, what?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a foul on Griffin, who basically rode Resendez to the ground. Can't do that, folks.
So now 1:08 to go. Merrimack with the timeout here.
Yeah, and as you look back, Bedford had the opportunity they wanted. Kaliza wasn't able to move the ball to somewhere else. He basically shot stick side, stick on stick. That's about as easy as it gets for the goalie. Tough run, but let's see if the Bedford defense can stand strong with 1:08 left. Man
well,
down.
They have to. The season's on the line here with 1:08 to go. Both teams using up all their timeouts, so they can't call time now if they get possession back. Been an entertaining game. Hopefully the home team will come away with the victory here. Nothing guaranteed though.
Man, we've seen the defense play really well in these types of situations. Just hopefully they don't extend too far and give Merrimack something easy. Ethan Kahn, the freshman, has been out there standing strong on a couple different plays. We'll see if he can close out this game for him. If they, who knows? We have Ian Fletcher is still there at the ready. I wonder if they're going to switch him back in or stick with Kahn.
Well, the one thing Bedford needs to do is keep an eye on the Dunn brothers, Connor and Kyle. They've teamed up on at least 4 goals today. Kyle usually found right near the crease with a pass from Connor.
And as Bedford marches out, looks like Ethan Kahn, the freshman, will stick in between the pipes. It's a big moment for Bedford for their season. Kind of the moment, I guess, thus far.
So Kahn is in. You can hear the fans shaking the stands here. A minute to play. Kyle Dunn to Connor. Resendez. Giles. Resendez again, back to Giles. 45 seconds. Connor Dunn. Ball's on the ground. Let's see what happens here. Up. Picked up there by Forbes.
Yeah, and it looks like the penalty was released, so we've got 6-on-6 for the last 28 seconds. I can tell you, Merrimack didn't really do too much on that man up. They didn't get anybody moving inside the crease.
Forbes behind the net. Starting to run out of time here. Forbes takes a sharp angle shot. And it's picked up by Bedford. So they've got 9 seconds to work with here if they can get out of the zone. They can't call timeout. Long pass. Let's see who comes up with it. Oh, there was contact there. And we're going to go to overtime. That long lead pass for Colby Poole. And Colby, there was contact right there. Ramondo Hyde knocking him down so he couldn't make the catch. And we are going into OT.
Yeah, definitely suspect, but I don't know. That's a couple seconds left. That may be one of those plays where the refs forget where their whistle is.
Yeah,
don't want to be.
Well, what are you going to do? I mean, that would be what well, I guess you could stop the clock, send the man off, right? So
That's
they'd
right.
have maybe 2 or 3 seconds to work with.
Yeah, it would really just be a whistle and possession down there with a second or two. So probably better of the refs to let them run down. But we get some bonus lacrosse here on a chilly Saturday night. Great job by the defense. Again, on that man down, Merrimack didn't even really, penetrate the 25-yard line.
No.
So nice work by Bedford's defense.
Just a reminder, the Bedford Bulldog Athletic Booster Club always looking for new members and volunteers to help support the Bedford High School athletic programs. The Booster Club meets at the BHS Media Center on the first Wednesday of the month, which I believe is this Wednesday, 7 p.m. So if you're so inclined, check it out. Visit bbabc.net to learn more about how to join, how to help out, how to get involved.
Eric, 4 minutes for each overtime quarter. For each overtime quarter.
First goal wins.
Yeah, it's a first goal win situation here. I guess are they saying they're going to play 4-minute periods? 4-minute overtime periods?
Yep, 4-minute periods.
And they will change ends. Bedford will be to your left. The goal will be defending to the left. They'll be going to your right to score. Oh, they're going to stay in the same direction? Okay.
And this is where Dalton Roberto coming through at the face-off X, a senior. This is where he and all his experience has got to come through and get a possession, a strong possession to start out this overtime for Bedford.
Next goal wins. Number 9 seed Merrimack, number 8 seed Bedford. Here we go. All-important face-off. It's hiked back and picked up by Merrimack.
Yeah, it looks like the defender was a little bit too overzealous and left the box before he had possession, so that'll be Bedford's ball.
Oh, so they're going to negate that possession. Okay, so timeout being called, which is interesting. The only timeout they have. They're going to burn it right now here at 3:47 to play in the first overtime period.
Yeah, I don't think Coach wants to let this go any longer. Put the play in that he wants and try to find the back of the net.
If Bedford were to win this game, or if Merrimack would, the semifinal will be played Wednesday in Exeter at Ball Stadium at 7 o'clock or 7:15, one of those times. Whoever scores the next goal is going to be playing in that game. Meanwhile, the ladies will be facing Portsmouth, I believe. I don't think BG came back from that deficit. They did, yep. Okay, so Portsmouth won. It'll be Bedford and Portsmouth in the girls' final on Tuesday, and we're going to have that on Bedford 105.1 radio and on video delay on BCTV. So the teams come out of the timeout. Play is called. Hopefully they can make this work. And here we go. Play begins behind X. Purnell up to Matthews. Looks like Merrimack is coming out being a little more aggressive here, playing the defense more to the perimeter. Toscano, one-on-one. Matthews was directing something. Gets the pass to Kaliza, fires a shot down low. Saved by Tremblay, I believe, still in the net. Bedford fighting for possession. They have it back. Right before he goes out of bounds. What's the call here? They're going to give it to the Tomahawks?
That's right. Really nice defensive play by the Tomahawks, pushing Purnell out of bounds.
I know he tried to backhand it, but I guess the ball was out of bounds by then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Here's their chance. 3:13 to go in the overtime. Resendez brings it into the Bedford end. And now Tomahawks are going to call their timeout.
Yeah, Bedford had the possession they wanted. They had Kaliza coming across the middle. Tremblay stood tall, able to stop that ball.
Or stood low, actually.
Yeah, stood low. That's right.
Kaliza's shot was a worm burner, and it just traveled on the surface. But Tremblay was able to get a leg on it and made a stop.
Yeah, and we've seen then when the ball was loose, we've seen Merrimack win kind of their fair share of 50-50 balls, being able to change the complexion of the game a little bit.
Let's do a quick scoring recap. In the fourth quarter, Sean Toscano at the 8:45 mark made it 7-7. Bennett Matthews made it 8-7. I didn't mark the time down there. But then the combination of the Dunn brothers, Kyle and Connor, made it 8-8 with 5:08 to play and no other scoring after that mark. So that's where we find ourselves here, all tied up at 8.
Yeah, each of these goals have been pretty hard fought since Merrimack jumped out to that 3-0 lead. They've been kind of matching each other for the last 3 quarters.
Timeout is over. Teams return to the field. Here we go. 3:01 on the clock. Really doesn't matter. It's the first goal. We'll end this game. Resendez to Connor Dunn. Kyle Dunn comes up from behind the goal line. Waiting. Dylan Soden watching him. Kyle Dunn tries to make a move, centers it to Connor Dunn. Stop and goal. That was a strange looking goal. I think it hit the goalkeeper or the post and traveled in, beat Con. Oh, it hit Kahn's stick and went into the net.
Yeah, I think he made that initial save, and unfortunately, as the ball bounced up and rebounded and he was trying to collect it, knocked it in. Tough way to end the game there for Bedford.
So once again, the Dunn brothers, this time Connor with the winning goal at the 2:36 mark of overtime, and the Bulldogs are eliminated. You can hear the Merrimack fans that traveled here. They're happy.
Merrimack winning goal by number 6, Connor Dunn.
Connor Dunn with the goal, the assist from brother Kyle. And that's how it ends.
Yeah, tough way to end. Doesn't take away at all, though, for a really nice season for Bedford. All those seniors who played very hard, and even freshmen, juniors, and sophomores who got into the action. Nothing to be upset about here. We had a great game. Good on Merrimack for able to close it out. But great season for Bedford.
And of course, they're going to be facing the mountain against BG. They're going to have their hands full. But they came in here and took out Bedford. We'll see what happens in a couple days in Exeter. All you have to do is get in the game, then let the chips fall where they may.
That's right. That's why they play the games.
So Jay Abendroth, thank you for joining us for these broadcasts this year. You did a terrific job.
Thank
Love
you.
having you on the air. I'm Harry Kozlowski, Bill Jennings on camera, Dale Bird on replays, and Andrew Fenney's down there somewhere doing whatever he does. Thank you very much. The final score in this quarterfinal, Bedford eliminated 9-8. Merrimack wins. You've been watching Bedford Boys Lacrosse on BCTV.